So you guys talked about being incorporating fitness into your schedules. So Joey asks, what do you guys usually use to organize yourself? Like, what do you guys put into your calendars, planners? What kind of resources do you use to organize yourselves?
Mine will be really quick. I would be lost without my Outlook calendar. That's my go-to. If anything ever happens to that, I would probably break down in tears. And my life is on there. So for me, that's definitely what I use. I color code different things. Meetings are a certain color. If I'm teaching a group fitness class, that's a certain color. So I kind of look at my day and have a snapshot of what it's going to look like. So that's mine in a nutshell.
Personally, up until this school year, like up until September, before it was always just, okay, write it in my calendar on my phone, like any commitments, especially, I guess, until like just this past March, life was a lot more busy. So you always had a lot going on. Um, and so that was kind of my thing. And then come quarantine, when there was like little to no commitment for a long time, that where you had to be like outside your house, I more kind of just played it by ear. But then come September, I knew that like I was going to have to kind of change my way of organizing my day and organizing my schedule and figuring out what was priority and stuff like that. And so for me, I started for the first time like ever using kind of just like a handbook calendar kind of thing. And kind of doing the same thing that Angie actually does, is kind of coordinating, for example, like each of my classes, like everything has a color, and like coordinating, okay, this assignment's due this day for this class. Okay, that's yellow, like stuff like that. So each class kind of had a color. And then on top of that, like I'd be like, okay, that's school stuff. So now what else do I need to put in? And say like appointments, and say like other family commitments. And then on top of that, just personal stuff in general, like when am I going to work out? When am I going to do this? When am I going to do this for myself? And so kind of the same thing, having it all in one place, I found has been like super helpful, and then allows me to visually see monthly, but I guess weekly, more specifically, like what my commitments are and when I can fit in, say like going for walks. Okay, well, I have class till 2, and then I don't have a class till 2:40, so I can like do something in between then. And then it kind of just allows me to see my layout of my day. And it's a lot more visual because I'm a very visual person. So that's something that I actually just started, but I found has worked for me a lot.
And I kind of have two things that I do. So I have a whiteboard that's in my room. So like every week I kind of like erase it, and then I'll like, if I have an assignment, I'll write it like kind of like divide it and do like the days of the week, and I'll kind of like write my assignments. And then if I have like free time on my whiteboard, I'll like write, oh, let's do a workout or go for a walk or go for a bike ride or something like that. And then the other thing I do is the day before, as like I kind of said, I kind of do it like the day before type of thing. I'll set an alarm at the time that I want to work out so that it reminds me to work out that day, rather than forgetting. If I not necessarily remembered that I'm going to work out after class, or I'm going to work out before class, I kind of like set an alarm so that it reminds me that I need to work out, or that I want to work out at that time. So yeah, so I use my whiteboard to kind of like plan out my week in terms of school and working out and other commitments that I have, like work and stuff. And then, yeah, and then using my alarm to kind of like remind me.